Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome if you're new. What are you guys staring at? So, elephant in the room, I dyed my hair this sort of pink color, and by me, I mean I told my boyfriend what to do. And oh my gosh, I love it. I look very anime, and I think it looks like really cool. I desperately need a haircut, but my hairdresser couldn't fit me in until Wednesday, so this is what we're dealing with. It's really good. He did a pretty good job. I mean, there's some spots missing, but overall, I'm pretty happy with the anime hair, so it's pretty exciting. I used to dye my hair a lot, and it's been a few years from my natural sort of reddy brown, so it's nice to have a change. I missed the whole quarantine hairdo, so may as well make up for it now. Anyway, today we're going to be doing a makeup look featuring this new Rude Cosmetics palette. It's the Attitude Academia palette, and I've kept the slip on, so this is how it sort of comes, and then it slides out like a little manga book, and the same artistry is on the front here. So we have this cute little like anime girl, and the shades here in the back, and a little story to go with the palette, which I think is such a sweet touch. When you open it up, it comes with this little transfer sheet, which is really gorgeous of the front artwork, and these are the shades that are in the palette. And the little phone here is a mirror, which is super duper cool. I absolutely love it. I think it is a stunning palette. I've only used it a couple of times, but I'm already obsessed with it. I'm not sure what colour I want to do today, but we'll figure it out together. So the last time I used this palette, there was a tiny bit of fallout, so I'm just going to do my eyeshadow first to see. It's still new, so I'm still kind of testing it out. So as per usual, I'm just going on with the Nars eyeshadow base in light. So I think I'm going to play with the blues today. So I'm going to take this Senpai shade and pop it all over my lid. The palette's relatively cheap, but I just wanted to show you guys here. You can see I've got a little bit of like fallout, which doesn't bother me too much, mainly because it's an literal anime palette, so I will put up with a lot, but make sure you do your eyeshadow first unless you're going for that blue highlighter look. Now I'm just going to be taking the shade Aucoin, which is this baby pink, and popping that through my crease with a fluffy blending brush. Now on a pencil brush, I'm just taking the shade Saku, which is this purple color. I don't know whether or not you can see, but there's a little imprint on it. That's of like bubble tea, which I think is like super cool. And I'm just putting that in the outer corner. And now I'm just taking the same blending brush and blending that out. Now I'm going to be taking this vibrant sort of aqua blue shade and putting that on the bottom half of my eyelid in the shade Midori. I'm just dipping back into the purple and building up to the opacity I sort of like. Now I've got the placement down. And now just with my finger, I'm taking that middle shade there, the sort of champagne gold one called Kinko. I'm using that as my inner corner highlight. This shade is so pretty. I'm just going to give it a little swatch for you now. It's sort of this green reflect, sort of pink shade to light pink. I don't know if that's picking up on camera, but it is absolutely stunning. Now I'm just going to leave the eyes for a second and apply my Shiseido translucent matte powder all over my face. I'm still a little bit sick, so I'm not going to be applying any sort of BB cream or anything like that. In saying that, I've just tried to mattify a little bit. Now I'm just going to try to show you guys on camera how I usually do my anime eyeliner. I don't know how this is going to go, but I use the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner, the waterproof sort of one, and the first thing is I just create a line on top of my upper lash line. Pretty simple. The next thing I do is I sort of follow that eyelash line down slightly and a little lower than what my sort of underwater, under eye sort of line is. Kinda like that. See how it creates sort of a smiling eye effect that's really popular. And then from the point of this sort of smile line, I'm taking it in a straight line directly to the under sort of eye lash line, to the center. And then I just thicken it up. Just like that. And then I'm going to repeat the same process on the other eye. Maya! Stop that! Okay, so today I've gone pretty intense just to show you guys like how it looks. And then what I do is I did my best to draw tiny little eyelashes off that bottom line I've just created. I'm not the best at this part, I'm still kind of learning and finicking with it, but I find from far away you really can't tell that you mess it up. And that's sort of how the eyelashes end up looking. This is an extra step that I don't do every day, but this is the Bareminerals diamond eyeliner that they've sort of newly released, and it's in this very, very pale gold color, and I actually find it's the perfect shade for my waterline that looks a little more natural than white or pink. Now to tie it all together, I'm just going to be taking this new Maybelline Curl Balance Mascara. Instead of curling my lashes, what I usually do is just hold my lashes up for a few seconds with the actual mascara wand, and that way I find they kind of curl and maintain their shape a little bit better than when I use a curler. Now I'm going to be taking a very scary looking product, which is a blusher. It's, I believe, Saemmul single blusher in the shade Dragon Fruit, and it looks super duper intense and scary, but I promise it does not come off looking like that. So I'm just taking this Rosy Rosa BB brush, but you can take any brush that's used for cream product and just popping some on there, and I'll go ahead and show you guys. It sort of comes out this really, really pretty blusher pink. And I'm popping that really high up on my cheeks, almost under my eye pretty much. And I just press it in sort of with my fingers. I'd say the warmth, but it's about 10 degrees here now. And that is how the blush looks. You might be like, that's a lot of blush, but it will tone down by the time I've done this video just naturally. And I really do like a lot of blush, so it's not too much for me. Next, I'm taking this NYX highlighter in the shade Snow Rose, and it's this really gorgeous white that shifts a sort of pinky sort of shade. As you can see, I've used this like a whole lot, but there it is on my hand. And I'm just going to be taking this Wet n Wild sort of fluffy highlighter brush and popping that on the tops of my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, the bridge of my nose, and upper lip. Now to give myself a little bit of definition, I'm just taking this Kevyn sculpting powder in light and this NYX dual fiber brush and popping that a little bit in the hollows of my cheeks. I actually met a Japanese guy, funnily enough, at the park. He was an elderly man, and the reason I knew he was Japanese is because when I asked him if he wanted to pat my dog, he responded, "I don't speak English, I only speak Japanese." In Japanese. So we had a nice broken conversation. To be honest, I think I fooled him a little bit with my use of particles and my pronunciation. So he thought I was much better at Japanese than I like actually am. So he used a lot of phrases I wasn't quite familiar with. I could piece together most of it, but yeah. I really gotta learn how to say I can speak Japanese not that well in Japanese, because I know how to say like I can speak Japanese, but I need to add a bit of not well in there, because he clearly thought my skill level was much higher than what it actually is. So I'm taking this Maybelline Ultra Slim lipstick in the shade More Buff $6.99 and just popping that on my lips. I really like this formula. I find it very comfortable to wear compared to the liquid version of the Maybelline lipsticks anyway. And finally, I'm just going to be taking this Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Moon that I think is really pretty, but it's more of a lip oil kind of consistency than I'd say a gloss, maybe just without the benefits. And now I'll just show you guys the finished makeup look up close. So this is how it looks, very anime inspired, sort of to match the vibe today. I absolutely love this palette. Is it mainly to do with the packaging? Yes, it is. I'm a big fan. But overall, I think the shades are all really pretty, the ones I've tried so far. The blue one is definitely more of a topper shade, I'd say, though. It's a little less pigment, but it kind of depends on what you like. Sorry, I keep tasting this lip gloss. It tastes really good. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you stay tuned for more videos in the future. Thanks so much. Bye.
Oh yes, spin, fine. Oh, it was a good girl. It was a good girl.